NeeNee Incognita, aka the coldest bitch in the sticks.
And what you do?
I am a recording, performing artist, public speaker, public figure. I'm a journalist for Black by God, and a couple other things.
Oh, that's Miles' mom's joint, ain't it? I
Yeah,
ain't actually writing that. So what's that published, like weekly, monthly, what?
So I think it just kind of depends. I think as far as like print, I think she does it like every quarter.
Okay.
So every 3 months is a print version of the newspaper. But I know she's constantly uploading different stories and articles on a digital platform.
Yeah, okay. So you said journalist, is something you went to school for, or you just like self-taught?
No, self-titled, and was given the opportunity to start doing interviews with other content creators and artists and stuff around here, and I just took it and ran with it.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
I don't really hear too many people say that they into journalism, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So you from Charleston, right?
Yep, from Charleston, East Side.
EA. So what was it like growing up in the Charleston East Side for you? Like it's normal, regular? So.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I was raised by my great granny.
Okay.
I was raised by my great granny. So my upbringing was a lot more chill compared to a lot of other people that grew up around the same time on the East.
Yeah.
I was kept in the house. I lived in an apartment building with a whole bunch of other old people, you feel me?
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to go outside. I wasn't never allowed to go to the Roosevelt type shit. So I never got to experience, walking to shop and go in the 4th grade type shit. Like, I was never allowed to do no shit like that.
I heard they used to call it the stab and go.
Yeah.
They get like
my
that
aunt still call it the stab and go to this day. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I think I seen it was like last summer or something. It was a big raid or whatever it was over there.
Yeah, so that was, I don't know if they were still shop and go or if they had just turned to Parmar, but it was right around in that transition when they was going from local owners to Parmar coming in and taking over. Man, they got all kinds of shit. I mean, it was employees, people that frequented there.
Hell no.
Man.
I remember because I worked by the. I drive past right there after work and I seen all them cop cars. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's where you grew up though. It was always like that, crazy like that over there.
Yeah, I mean that's why I was never allowed to go to like the Roosevelt, which is right up the street from the shop and go. I was never allowed to go to that gas station by myself. The most I ever really did, because I lived over on Courier at one point, we would walk to like Wendy's. And where McDonald's used to be, I think Taco Bell it used to be Riley's. Word. So we would walk to over there, but other than that, if we can't get on the bus, we not going type shit.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay. So you was growing up. When did you start getting into rapping? Was you still on the East End, or start getting into music, or whatever is that?
Okay, so like my very first introduction to music, I was still going to Piedmont on the East, but I was living on the West.
That's a elementary school, right?
Yeah.
Started early.
So I was like maybe like 7 or 8 years old, something like that, and I had took my mom's Janet Jackson tape, and I had that little
That's
tape.
The cassette tape.
Yeah, it's the cassette. You know the little tape player like off of Toy Story that had the little play school with the mic on the side and shit. Bro. So I put her Janet Jackson tape in there, and I never forget how the rap. I was like ABC, easy as 1, 2, 3. Period. My mama told me never go to bed with you. Ooh 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 ooh.
Started early. That's what's up though. So you knew early age is something you wanted to do for a long time.
I wouldn't say that I knew I wanted to do it for a long time, because I ain't even gonna hold you, Mom. I love you. No, I love you very dearly. But my mom was not supportive of me doing anything creatively, I feel like. Really? I mean, I feel like she allowed me to do it when the opportunities came. Like, I did spoken word in high school. I've done, like, of course, school talent shows and shit. But I also was, like, I was doing open mics at Bluegrass Kitchen at 16, 17 years old. Wasn't even supposed to be in that bitch for real. Doing spoken word at, like, churches and stuff.
Yeah, okay, but I hear you. What's the song you just recorded?
I just say I'm not a quitter. And all my babies love me because this pussy get wetter. Wetter than the last, better than the next.
I heard the lyrics or whatever. Have you always been like that with your okay, so that's why your mom was probably
Yeah, I mean, okay. Take it back. No. Okay, I get what you're getting at. No, I have not always been vulgar. Always been vulgar. But yeah, my mom just, I think it's because my mom wanted me to, I think my mom didn't see a future in being creative. I think that's really what it came down to, is she just wanted more for me.
Yeah, she had different expectations for
type shit. I've always been a really studious type of kid, you feel what I'm saying? And really good in school, so I think she just really wanted me to push myself, and I feel like with being creative, she didn't see the push in that.
I got you. A lot of parents don't, especially back then. I mean, nowadays with social media and everything, it's a lot more like.
It's like, oh, okay, I get it.
More, yeah, but not back then. No, they wasn't going for.
Because what outlets did we have?
That's very true too.
You know?
I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, that makes sense. They had a point, but
yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, so I didn't really see myself doing this, like being able to make money off of it, make a career for myself until I was grown.
Right. Okay. And I heard you say like something about Janet Jackson. So what I was going to ask you, like, what kind of inspirations did you have as far as musically, whether it be like Janet Jackson or anybody locally or anybody else besides Janet Jackson that you looked up to or
okay.
wanted to be like?
So I grew up in a house with my grandparents. My great-granny took care of my great-great-grandparents, grandmother and grandfather, up until I was 12 years old. I got to grow up with my great-great-grandparents. So I would say, like, some of my earliest inspirations were artists like Al Green.
Okay.
Yeah, like Anita Baker. My grandmother, she loved Luther Vandross. My mom, she's like the end of Gen X going into the millennial. Okay. So like I listen to a lot of pop, so like Spice Girls, NSYNC, Britney Spears was played heavily in the crib. But you also had artists like A. Marie, Tamia, Erykah Badu. Yeah. I mean, I feel like my music inspiration really just, I look at it like it's the lineage of my family and all the generations that I grew up around. Really.
Yeah, so it sounds like you got a pretty well-rounded, like, music.
Only thing I don't listen to Screamo, I don't listen to rock, and I can't get jiggy with country. Anything outside of that, classical, jazz, Motown, I mean,
anything like
bluegrass,
that,
I might be able to rock with you if it's some heat.
For sure. Bluegrass, though?
No, for real. that banjo be kind of... Okay, I'm telling on myself now.
I'm weak. All right, so, so throughout this journey, you said you started in elementary school, and I think you maybe a year or two just older than me. So throughout that whole journey, has there ever been a time you was like, I don't like this, or I don't want to do this no more, or it's not for me?
Yeah.
And when you thought that, did you think that it was going to be temporary, I need a break, or did you think, like, I quit, like...
So, you asked me earlier, like, what type of, like, has my lyrics always been vulgar? And the reason I said no is because I won my 11th grade talent show, because I did a spoken word piece.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody vaguely remembers it, but nobody knows the part that I'm about to talk about. So, it was me and a homegirl, we did a spoken word piece, and, it was on some, we don't, as black people, we don't honor what our ancestors went through enough type shit, and how we can honor it. That was the whole gist of what the whole spoken word piece was. And long story short, some parents called up to the Board of Education, said that me personally, not even my partner that was performing with me, was trying to incite a race riot. And I had to take what was memorized and write it verbatim on paper, submit it to the principal, all kinds of shit. It was a whole ordeal for the whole following week after the talent show. And after I got all that shit squared away and they ruled that it wasn't a race riot and like insinuation type shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that the context wasn't even anything towards any other race other than black people type shit. After I dealt with that whole situation, I was just like, yeah, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, that's a race riot? Do you know, like, who?
No, that's literally the words that they were using.
Wow.
The parents were literally saying I was inciting a race riot. And they couldn't understand how I won first place by doing that.
That just sounds racist for one. But I vaguely remember the poem, but I definitely don't remember nothing happening. Like, no fights, no nothing.
The only thing that happened was at the end of the piece, all the black kids stood up and
cheering like they're supposed to do. Like, what? So this is what, like 2011?
Yeah, this was, I graduated 2000. Yeah, so it would have been 2011. I graduated 2012. Yeah.
I guess people were still getting adjusted to the time. Still, like, it's still
I
early,
guess.
Like,
I mean, honestly,
that's crazy.
I really feel like it was more so somebody, little white child. Amen.
Did they try to take the first place away from you too?
They tried to. They was trying to take the first place away from me, as well as get me suspended. Like, the Board of Education was on the principal's ass. Like, you need to get to the bottom of this and figure out what context she was talking about. Because if there's anything that insinuates that, then there needs to be some type of consequence.
It's crazy. They don't want to see a little black kid, you say a junior year?
Yeah.
In 11th grade, win a high school talent like, damn, bro.
Try to get me suspended.
Like, people really don't know the type of stuff we be up against for real. Like,
no, really.
Man. So you said you had your mom or anything, so that's probably one of the biggest people to have as like a naysayer or like a doubter. But I guess other than your mom, has it been like any close friends or people around you that said you couldn't do this or didn't believe in you or even maybe still don't or whatever?
So since like being like putting myself out there as an actual artist, which has been about 4 years now. I started in 2020 as NeeNee Incognita.
Right.
Anything else prior to that, I was just playing around. I didn't release nothing or anything like that. I really don't feel like I've had anybody tell me I can't do it.
Okay.
And I'm fortunate and I'm grateful and I'm blessed to say that. Because I know that's not everybody's experience. But my village, the people that fuck with me, they really fuck with me. And they've always believed in me from like literally from the first track.
Yeah.
The first bars, they were like, yeah, that's...
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's one of them.
But like I said, I vaguely remember your little poem. And I low-key vaguely remember, did you go to Upper Bound? Or you didn't? I don't know why I think that.
My
but
mom wouldn't let me.
For real? Okay. For some reason, I thought you was in there. But you went to South Charleston for sure.
Yeah.
So I've always just known of you. You've been around. I went to South Charleston. But I've always noticed you just had a certain level of confidence you carry with you. Like.
Oh, thank you.
For sure. So like, how important do you think that is to have, that a certain amount of confidence to do something like this?
I ain't even gonna hold you. Like 50% of everything I've done, everything I've accomplished is literally confidence. I've gone on a 5-city tour. I've gone.
Word.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I did that in 2021.
Okay.
It was 5 like artist showcases, but I followed the company that was throwing them, which is Concert Crave, which they throw concerts.
That's gas, bro. Like,
yeah. I've done that. Being asked to perform at public events like Multifest or like the mural unveiling in Huntington. Anything that I've done that people have paid me to do is literally just confidence.
Really, just
I mean, granted, my product has to be worth something, and you feel what I'm saying? There has to be some talent there, of course.
For sure.
But outside of that, it's because I truly believe that because of my level of confidence, people it's like people hold me to a certain standard almost.
Yeah. Because it's like people see you walk it, they want to see you talk it too.
Type shit.
For sure.
So it's like because of the confidence level, people are more willing to open up those doorways and give me those opportunities. Yeah. For sure.
Definitely something important. So if it was anybody like even as early as elementary school or just a young girl like wanting to do what you do now, like what advice could you give to them?
Don't let nobody tell you no. Don't let your friends, don't let your mother, don't let your father, don't let your siblings, don't let nobody tell you no. Even if everyone around you is telling you no, you don't hear that shit. Right. That shit is irrelevant. It don't matter. If you truly believe in your heart there's something you want to do, you want to be an artist, you want to be a painter, you want to design clothes, you want to be a journalist, do whatever your heart feels like it wants to do. Even if it changed 6 months from now. Do it. At least try it. What do you have to lose? If you suck at it, you suck at it. You'll find something else that you'll be good at.
Pick yourself up, try again type shit.
Yeah.
That's really good advice. So you used to call yourself the coldest bitch in the sticks? Mm-hmm. Okay. Where did that come from? Like, how did that come about?
Funny story. I was in the studio and I had recorded the first music video. Well, I didn't record the video. I was recording the song for my first music video, which is a song called Playboy. And I was talking to this dude from Detroit. He had FaceTimed me while I was in the studio. And I was like, I want you to hear this shit I just recorded. And after he had listened to some of it, he was like, yo, you cold. Because, that's Detroit lingo. Yeah. He was like, yo, you cold. Like, flat out, you the coldest bitch in the sticks. Yo, when I tell you that shit hit, I was like, oh, yeah. And immediately I went in the booth, threw that bitch at the very end of the song. And from there, I've just kept using it. And so now it's like my tagline. It's like my second personality, like my alter ego. It's all of that.
Yeah, I always think it's funny how those things come about. It just happens for real.
Yeah,
like, you don't
it really
look for
do.
it, but,
that's the best way though, organically.
Yeah, exactly. But do you be giving bro his credit, like give him a little shout out or something? Nah. Nah. But I know you do music and everything, but one of the biggest things that like I've like done that you've been a part of in the past few years was OG Fest, especially the first one down at Vino's. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that's it's low-key legendary. Like, it's always
that's my motherfucker boy.
You feel me? That's always just gonna be one of them ones when you think back. Like, but know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Fino. That's like probably the last time I seen him like rock out and shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but when it came to that, like, how did just the whole thing come about, and what was it like putting that together? Because there was a lot of stuff going on.
It
So,
was.
what was
So,
that like?
I will shout out Teddy. Shout out Wolf of Wall Street. Free my bro. Okay. So Teddy owned the building over on Bigley, the old bakery. And so I had met Teddy through some mutual like peers or whatever, like Michael Tolley and stuff. And he approached me and he was like, he wanted to sign me at one point. And I declined the opportunity to be signed, or whatever. But I still told him, like, you know, just because I don't want to be signed to a label right now, that don't mean nothing. Like,
you ain't like the numbers or something? Like, it just wasn't a good time?
I just feel like I wasn't experienced enough as an artist.
It was early in your career.
To be, to lock myself into a contract. I wanted to experiment more with my voice, my context, what I rapped about, my flows, and all of that.
Okay.
But anyway, sidetrack. So he approached me with this opportunity and was like, you know, I have this theater in the bakery building, because it also used to be the Charleston's children's theater, like little local plays or whatever. So they had like a whole stage with lights and all kinds, and gymnasium, put some chairs out, all of that.
For sure.
He was like, I got this space, you can do whatever you want to do with it. And at first I was like, I'm gonna throw a party and I'm gonna perform. Then I was like, nah, fuck that. Because at the time, I don't know who might not like this, but it's the truth. At the time, only artists that were getting booked in clubs were me and Prince Faye. Shout out Faye. That's the bros too. Only artists that were getting booked by promoters to perform in the clubs was me and Faye. So I was like, you know what? It's too much talent out here. Like, I've met so many people, and at that time, it was only like 6-7 months into my career. I was like, we all need a chance to shine.
Word.
So that's how the concept of OG Fest came about. I just wanted to expand the opportunity to everybody, because I felt like we all deserve that type of love. And the city was fucking with local music at the time too. People were sharing the music, singing the music, reposting the music, all of that. So I felt like it was a great time to do it too. And then as far as like how I executed that, I ain't gonna lie, one of the biggest compliments that I get is my organizational skills. As far as like event management and event organization, people compliment me on that all the time. And OG Fest was my first time really executing something on that level. But really, it just takes a lot of organization, keeping track, group chats, and
how long did it take from start to like start planning? It's okay, we got it. Like a month or so.
So he had hit me with the opportunity in January. By February, I created the first group chat with everyone that I personally invited. And then I expanded the opportunity for other artists who I didn't know if they wanted to. Like the very end of not May, like April or so. I mean March. March. I think it was like the last week of March.
Yeah, I remember it's definitely in March, but late March too. I know that for sure.
Okay, yeah, because then, yes, as a matter of fact, it was like mid-March, because then 2 weeks later I had OG Fest 2, because the first one had to end early because there was a fight, and that one was like April 2nd.
Oh, so the one at Vino's, they was both at Vino's?
They was at, it used to be called Sorority, then it was called Royalties.
Okay.
Up the street from Vino's, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, but definitely want to give you credit on that. That was crazy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So when this is all said and done, like your whole career or whatever, like what do you hope to have accomplished by that time? And how do you want to be remembered?
So one of my like biggest goals, like as an artist, is to be able to say that I not only put out a good album, but I also did a full album run. I'm talking press, interviews, shows, videos, photo shoots. Sure. I want the merch to drop with that bitch. Yeah. I want to feel like a legit artist, like how the labels carry these artists. I want to do the whole shebang.
I want to be official with it.
Type shit.
For sure.
And then that's on the music level. On a personal level, I just want to show my kids that you can be whatever you want to be.
Sure. And then what's something that you don't think a lot of people know about you that you would want them to know about you?
I went to college, and I got an associate's degree and a bachelor's degree.
Congratulations. I did not know that.
Thank you. And I feel like education is just as important as creativity. They don't always necessarily go hand in hand to the outside world, but you don't even necessarily enroll in a class and get a degree to be educated. But we are in an age of technology where everything is at our fingertips,
Unlimited
and
resources.
there is no reason why anybody should be out here ignorant on any topic that you want to have a conversation about.
All right, so you being an artist or a rapper, do you got a top 5 rappers, or and if not that, a top 5 female rappers only?
Oh, I got top 5 rappers.
What you got?
I ain't even gonna hold you. My number 1 is Nicki Minaj all day long. Number 2 is gonna go with Drake.
Okay.
Number
got
3,
Drake in there.
I'm gonna go with Kanye West. I know it's debatable, but these are people that were, they meant something in my life.
It's your top 5, yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Number 4, I would put Missy Elliott. And then, which is, by the way, that's Lil Wayne's favorite artist.
So she's very impactful to the game.
And then my number 5 be Tupac.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got Nicki, Drake, Kanye, Missy, and Tupac. It's a solid little 5. Okay.
Yeah, that's like greatest like all time ever.
Okay.
That are alive.
Not right now, just all the time for sure. Okay. So, is there anything that you can talk about that you're currently working on right now and that you would want people to be on the lookout for?
Yes. Today in the studio we are working on this song. I don't even got a title for it yet, but it's a collaborative project with me and Taliban Tay. Shout out Tay. And 2025, I want y'all to be on the lookout for more music and an album.
Album on the way.
Albums on the way.
Singles
are on the way. An EP is possibly on the way as well. And there's definitely a mixtape coming in 2025
mixtape
as well.
too?
Yes.
We're getting a lot of NeeNee next year, y'all.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Tell them heat it up.
Heat
I'm ready. Heat it up.
Hey,
I'm ready.
I done heard her in here today, boy. Y'all better get on y'all Zoom for sure.
And one last thing that I want you guys to be on the lookout for is a movie that I am writing currently.
Word.
And I hope to be able to start film in 2025.
Is that all you can let us know right now?
Yes, that's it. That's it. I can't get no titles or nothing like that. But I am writing a movie script, and I hope to start filming in 2025 and hopefully be able to release it in 2026.
Okay. Can you drop any hopeful cameos, or you want to keep it all in the wraps?
Ooh, I ain't got that far because I'm still in like the literal script writing process.
For sure. I appreciate the big drop.
Yeah.
And then, so where can everybody find you and your music and your social media and everything? Like where you're at?
So on all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, whatever. NeeNee Incognita. That's NeeNee, and then Incognita is like incognito, but with an A. You can find me on Facebook, same name, NeeNee Incognita. Instagram, NeeGoIn. Snapchat, NeeNee Incognita. Twitter, NeeGoIn, NeeGoin, and NeeNee Incognita on TikTok.
For sure. I appreciate that. And I definitely want to, before this is over, give you your flowers. Like I said, I'll be hip to what you got going on. You work real hard.
Thank you.
It's no doubt in my mind that you're going to get everything you want from this game. So I appreciate you. The stuff you do for the city, like the OG Fest, everything that you do, and your music and your work ethic, and giving me your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And good luck with everything you got going on.
Yeah. Be a tough guy, have a bitch like me. They say my cookie's so good, they call it ooh wee. So madam, the coldest is hell, you address me.